A very good evening. So this is our submission for assignment 3 news article sentiment analysis. My name is Shruti Chauhan and I'll be introducing our assignment to you. So we have Oleg, Ganesh and Hani Patel in our team, and let's begin. So basically in this assignment we have to find 2 or more online news outlets that have opposing views. We have to select articles for comparison and read and process their top stories RSS feed. After that, we will scrap those articles and news from past 1 week, and then we will store that data in a remote database. After that, we will perform the sentiment analysis on it and generate reports and insight using data visualization. So before going ahead, let me talk about what is news. So news is basically the record of the events that has taken place in a particular era or a particular area. The significant element of news is that it is an event, it is an action that takes place, it is a report, and it is not necessary that everyone has a same opinion or same view about that described narrated event or not. So this is where sentimental analysis comes in use, because many news platforms they have huge audiences and they kind of use their platform to influence the people. So different sources of news. So news agency, there are press agencies, there are also newspaper, then there's television media, and then there's newspapers, government agencies. But here we will use the online sources of news, and we have selected CNN and the Washington Post. So why we have selected CNN and the Washington Post? Because CNN and the Washington Post are one of the world's top news sources. They are worldwide and they can be accessed from one place. There's no need to switch between multiple websites because they have news from all the countries. Media plays an important role in maintaining peace and harmony in the society. And these days, the youth is more on the internet. So that's why we chose CNN and the Washington Post to see how their news and how their articles is influencing. So, tool used. So for data scrapping, we have used Python and Beautiful Soup. We have created our database in MongoDB, and for data visualization, we have used Power BI and Power Query. So, what is sentiment analysis? So, sentiment analysis is a text analysis method that detects positive, negative, or neutral opinion within the text, whether it is a document, sentence, paragraph, or a clause. So here we are using Weather sentiment analysis. Weather stands for Valence Aware Dictionary for Sentiment Reasoning. It is a model used for text sentiment analysis for both sensitive and non-sensitive polarity and for the strength of emotion. So it can be directly to unlabeled text data. So that's for my part. Next we have Oleg, who will walk you through about for the web scraping part. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Oleg and I will cover the code part of our assignment. First of all, we will start with data scraping of our website. Then we'll do sentiment analysis and data cleaning. Then we will organize the storage of our data, and then we're making data visualization via Power BI. What is web scraping? Web scraping is a technique used to collect content and data from the internet. This data is usually saved in local files so it can be manipulated and analyzed when necessary. What is RSS? It's a web feed that allows users and applications to access updates to websites in a standardized computer-readable format. Now we'll go through code part in the Jupyter Notebook. First of all, we need to import all the necessary libraries like PyMongo to connect to our database. Then we also importing regular expression library feed parser to parse and pandas to manipulate with our data frames, and LTK to make data cleaning. And we also need sentiment data analyzer to make sentiment analysis. Now we will use now we make parsing, and that's what we get when we parse. We need summary. We need summary line, and we need to take away from here all the reference and all the symbols in all the unnecessary symbols, and put them into description its data frame. We are getting this result, and after that we need to make cleaning. We remove punctuations, and we also remove lowercasing, and we remove all stop words, and we are also removing all the lines where the number of symbols is less than 3. After that, we have this description data frame. Yeah, it looks like that. And after that, we're making sentiment intensity analysis. We're creating object sentiment intensity analyzer. We're creating empty list, and we're going through each row in this data frame and making a sentiment analysis for it, and putting into data frame df underscore sentiments. And after we have this data frame, the df underscore sentiments. Now we need to combine our ARPA data frame with this data frame. We're using method concatenation in pandas. And now we're creating a new column, sentiment, and we're determining if the line is negative, positive, or neutral. As a border line, we're using score 0.1, and after that we are exporting it from here to CSS file that we can here we can see it in Excel format. It's for Washington Post, and that's for CNN. Now I would like to go for the part when we're putting it into our database. In our database, we're using first of all we connect to PyMongo database. We create new sentiment analysis client, and then we are creating new database sentiment analysis and using insert many method, and we can see the result here, and I can reset it. I can I can refresh it, and we see here our lines. I would like to also cover our code in Spider. This part of code that we have examined in the Jupyter Notebook, and this part of code shows us how we put our files into a database. First we connect to our PyMongo, and then we're creating new collection, new database, and new collection. Now I would like to give my word to Hani, and she will talk about data visualization. Thank you.
Thank you, Oleg. My name is Hani Patel, and I'm going to explain about the data visualization. Uh, so, as per the name suggests, data visualization is the process of the translating large data sets into the charts, graph, and other visuals. The resulting visuals representation of the data makes it easier to identify and share real-time trends, outliners, and new insights about the information represented in the data. So why data visualization is useful? Like we can see the big pictures, make better decisions, and present meaningful data. As you can see on the screen, that we can create the bar graph, pie chart, and line graph from the data visualizations. Data visualization, like we have many tools available like Power BI, W, Data Refer. Here we have used the Power BI. So what is the Power BI? So Power BI is the collection of a software service, apps, and connectors that works together to turn your unrelated source um, of data in coherent, visual, impressive, and interactive insights. Our data may be in Excel spreadsheet or collection of cloud-based and on non-premises hybrid data warehouses. So Power BI let us easily connect to our data sources and visualize and discover what is important and share with the anyone or everyone which you want. So we have a Power BI desktop. So user can connect to data and create the charts and graphs, create reports, also share the reports with the others using the Power BI services. So here we have used the Power Query Editor. Power Query Power Query Editor is a data transformation and the data preparation engine. Power Query Editor comes with a graphical interface for getting data from sources and a Power Query Editor for applying a transformation. Here, as you can see, we can load the data. We are in applied steps. We have load the data, then promoted like change the types and add the columns and rename the columns. So we can um, change like perform the operations on the query editor. Next we'll explain over to Ganesh.
Okay, thank you, Honey. So this is our dashboard that we have created. This one is for the CNN news. So this graph represents the count of compound by sentiment. So he can see that the 14% of the headlines were negative and 29% of it was positive and the 21% is neutral. And in the Washington Post we can see that 45% is negative and 45% is positive and 10% is neutral. Both of this shows that most of the news headlines are either positive or negative, but in the CNN the more percentage of the headlines were negative. So looking at the dashboard, we have created this dashboard in Power BI, and from the source data we have uh, we have added three columns: the positive, negative, and neutral. So here, if the sentiment is negative, we will be putting a 1 in this column, and if it's positive we'll put 1 in this column, and if it's neutral we'll put 1 in this column. And from these we have created these charts, these pie charts, and for the conclusion, we can conclude from the analysis of the articles that the sentiments by CNN are more negative as compared to the Washington Post. The articles by CNN were more negative and more factual, some analysis of articles last week. As we see, the articles of CNN are only 29% positive and 21% neutral, and the CNN's perception is negative. Articles of the Washington Post are 45% positive and 45% negative and 10% neutral. The Washington Post perception is positive to negative.